California, Oklahoma, Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. This is League One NCAA football. This is League One NCAA football.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another League One game, League One action coming to you live here. The Duke Blue Devils taking on 14th ranked Florida State Seminoles at Doak Walker Stadium. This is going to be an exciting game as the Duke Blue Devils are trying to rebound after a disappointing loss to the Clemson Tigers in the Coach Short's ACC debut. Kept that game closely contested up until around the end of the third, fourth quarter, where Clemson kind of pulled away from the game. And that was all she wrote after that. So Duke looking to try to have a better showing this week. but we shall see what happens. Trying to give you guys a better broadcast here now with the League One productions. Give a little bit more play-by-play commentary now here. So now I will be just not doing the coach's perspective where you don't hear me talk as much. We're going to try to really dive into this presentation, make this feel as great as we can as the coronavirus outbreak is going. You know, all sports have been canceled, but League One said, we see a coronavirus and we don't care. We're going to keep our league rolling and we ain't stopping play. So without some real sports, hoping that these esports, this online dynasty, can maybe give you a little bit of feel. And so I'm going to try to bring to you as a most authentic broadcast as I possibly can. So now this just should be the way that things go, and hope that it can help you fill that void that you were missing. As you see there on the screen, Duke's coming in with the 84th offense in scoring, 98th in yards, 316 passing, 116th in rushing. Defense not looking too bad. This is number-wise one of the best defenses under Coach Short. Most of the time they give up a lot more, but last week got completely gashed on the ground. Clemson ran all over them, so Duke is hoping to rebound after that. Maybe see if they can't slow down the run. And Florida State's coming in here with a pretty good rushing attack, averaging 189 yards a game. 51st passing offense. But defensively, these guys are looking just as scary as they were last season. 5th passing defense, 39th rushing, only averaging 303 yards a game, giving them the 8th best defense and only giving up 18.4 points a game. 10th best in the league. This defense is scary, and they look to dominate that side of the ball. We will be right back. We're having some difficulties here. Just give us one quick second. Okay, here we go. We're back in action, back going live. Sorry about that, folks. As you see here, we have the injury report between the two teams. Last week, Duke lost their
Hi,
starting
everybody.
quarterback,
Reese Davis with you, bringing you the
and
EA
hoping
Sports
that they can
NCAA Football 14 pregame show
bounce
presented
back
by Nissan.
from that
Innovation that excites.
without
Well,
their
everybody,
starting guy.
a great ACC matchup in store for you today. Couple of high-profile teams, both of them with their eyes on winning the ACC title. That's going to do it for us here on the pregame show. NCAA Football 14 action coming at you right now. Fred Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit.
In Tallahassee, Florida, at Doak Campbell Stadium, these fans
we
are
get the
anxiously awaiting the start of this one. Let's head down to the coin toss now. It's brought to you by
players
Zero,
starting to come onto
real
the field.
Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
We get ready to have the coin toss here. Duke the visiting team, so they will elect the heads or tails. Coach is trying to relay in what he wants to pick for his Devils. He's a little bit distracted, sorry. Florida State has won the toss. They've elected to kick the ball. So Duke will start with possession to open up this game. Ball's going to take this one out the end zone.
So let's see what the offense can do as they come out.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10. Duke's going to start this opening drive on the 16-yard line. The sophomore quarterback White is under center after Rollins has gone down. He's going to hand the ball to Garrett, and Garrett's going to pick up around 3 yards on the carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Really anxious to see how this sophomore does after Rollins went down. He's played pretty good throughout the season in the few appearances he's had. And now all of it's on his shoulders as he completes a pass to Blunt, and Blunt picks up a nice gain there.
We've got a change at the quarterback position.
You see White's looking pretty good. He's looked pretty good in his few appearances as he connects with Blunt for a 16-yard gain. But like we mentioned, Rollins is down for the next 11 weeks. Is pretty much out for the remainder of the season. It's most likely the last time we're going to see Rollins in a Duke uniform as he is a senior. So Drew White is going to have to step up here and get used to this guy. He's only a sophomore, so he could be the guy for the next 3 years. Man goes in motion. Garrett gets the handoff up the middle, and he picks up about a yard on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Duke Blue Devils. A lot of injuries for this Duke Blue Devil team. It's been pretty injury prone so far this year. So, big thing for them is to see if they can try to stay healthy. White is under center. He's got a man in motion. It's Harris. White's going to look to pass. He throws it to his man Harris across the middle, and he gets a meager gain of 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up a big 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. They're going to look to try to convert early. They don't want to stall out on their first drive.
from their own 38-yard line. Third down.
The crowd is getting loud here at Doak. As White's under center. He's looking for a pass. He's going to throw it to Newsom. Newsom breaks one tackle, but he is going to be tackled short of that first down marker after only picking up 4 yards when he needed 7. It is 4th and 3, and it looks like Coach Short is sending out his punt unit as they're going to be punting on their opening possession. Trying to pin them deep. There's the punt. Looks pretty good. It lands at the 9, but it rolls into the end zone. It's going to set up a touchback. And Florida State will start their possession, first possession of the game, on their own 20-yard line. Now we got to see how this Duke defense bounced back after last week's performance. They gave up a monstrous game to the Clemson running back. He had 5 rushing touchdowns. I believe it was over 200 rushing yards on the game. So see if they've made any adjustments as the handoff is going to go to Williams. Williams breaks one tackle. He's got an outside edge. Williams, he's going to be brought down, but not after picking up 25 yards on the first play of the game. We just talked about how this Duke defense struggled against the run last week, and it looks like Florida State is going to try to come out here and exploit that weakness they showed last week. Great first run by Williams. The Florida State's in the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield. The handoff's going to go to Graham. Graham's going to try to run up the middle. And Graham picks up around 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5 for the Florida State Seminoles.
Midfield. 2nd down.
Quarterback's under center. Goes a man in motion. Gonzalez is going to look for somebody. Finds no one. He's going to try to scramble. And he's going to be brought down for a sack by Kimbrough. Big time sack there for the Blue Devils. As it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Florida State Seminoles. Gonzalez under center. Gonzalez is going to look back. He throws it quick across the middle. Morris, and he breaks 3 tackles. And he picks up 14 yards and a first down for the Seminoles. Big time conversion for the Florida State Seminoles right there.
He made a terrific play to keep this drive alive.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the
And that's 1st and 10 now for the Florida State Seminoles. Ball is on the Duke 38-yard line. Looks like the Duke is bringing the pressure, and it pays off as they bring down Williams in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11 for the Seminoles. Good read by the linebackers, able to come in there and bring the man down for the loss. They're going to need a lot of that if they want any chance in this game.
From the 40-yard line.
This is a very tough Florida State team. Florida State's in the shotgun. Gonzalez has 1 man to his left. The tight end goes in motion. Gonzalez is looking for somebody. Throws it to the tight end, White, who's open, and picks up a big gain of 27 yards and gives them a 1st and 10 in the red zone. Ball on the 13-yard line. See if our Duke Blue Devil team can toughen up here in the red zone. As there's a draw to Williams. Williams goes up the middle, and he only picks up around 2 yards. Pretty good play there by the defense. 2nd and 8 ball on the 11.
From the 11-yard 40-yard line. Second down.
Here we go. Second down. Florida State's in the shotgun. Williams to the right. Gonzalez gets the snap. He's looking. He's going to Williams
Quick throw. He's
on a
pushed
quick
back.
pass in the
Right
flats,
around
and
the
Williams is able to get it 5 yards on the play. And it's going to bring up a third down for the Florida State Seminoles.
This is the 9th play of this drive.
3rd and 3. Ball is on the 6. Need a play. Gonzalez is going to look for the pass. Man, it's in his face. He gets the pass off in the flats to Graham. He breaks the tackle, and that is a touchdown, Florida State.
This kid really has what it takes to be a star. He's always going to remember that first touchdown. I'm sure he's going to have a lot more. Great moment, though, for him and his family.
And Florida State caps a 9-play, 80-yard drive. Correction, sorry, it was the touchback on the punt. So a 7-play, 80-yard drive capped there to give the Florida State the first score of the game and a 7-0 lead over the Duke Blue Devils.
Let's take a look at some scores around the country. The top teams roll. And for Miami, they reached the end zone on the ground. And for Glover, he scored a touchdown. Miami has the edge, 7-3.
That's good stuff, Reese. Thank you.
There's the kickoff. Ball is going to field this one right at the goal line. He's going to take it out. He's got a little bit of room on the outside. Ball's up to the 40, the 45, 50. And he's knocked out around the 50-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, and of course it is clipping on the Blue Devils. A big return negated by a block in the back. And now Duke is going to have to start on their own 28 rather than around their own around the 50-yard line.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. White is under center. Garrett behind the backfield by himself. Quarterback makes some adjustment. Newsom goes in motion to the right. The handoff's going to go to Garrett. Garrett's going to try to find a hole, and he picks up around 3 yards on the carry.
When you've got the experience that this safety has, you can read plays very quickly and be in just the right position to make a stop near the line of scrimmage.
It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Duke Blue Devils.
Second down.
White's under center again. Newsom in motion once again. It's a counter to Garrett. Garrett tries to sneak around the outside. He's able to squeak out 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Blue Devils. Need this conversion here. Don't want to start this game with 2 back-to-back punts. But we know this Florida State defense has been very stingy so far this year. They were very good last year and looking to be around that same tip-top shape as last season. Newsom in motion again. This time White's going to look for a pass. White's scrambling to the right. The defender misses, dives and misses. Drew's able to hit Newsom for an 11-yard gain, and that's going to give the Duke Blue Devils a first down.
Great recognition by the quarterback to find the hot receiver.
Ball now is on their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Going to try to, looks like coach might be trying to make some adjustments here. We're back to the action.
From their own 45-yard line. First down.
Duke coming out in the shotgun. Garrett to the right. 4-man wide. White's going to get the snap. He throws across the middle of the ball. Ball makes a catch. He's going to pick around 10 yards, but they're going to say he's just shy of the first down marker. So he's 2nd and inches for the Blue Devils. Duke in the shotgun again. Garrett to the right, 4-man out wide. White's going to look for the pass. He throws this one quickly to Harris. And Harris catches the ball on a curl route, picks up 11 yards, and another Duke first down. Blue Devils are starting to put a drive together, as they're now at the Florida State 34-yard line. Drew White so far an impressive 6 for 6 on the game. In the shotgun, Garrett to the left. Parks is going to go in motion. It's a fake handoff to Garrett. White now pitches off to Parks. Parks trying to get around the outside. Parks, a 19-yard gain and a big play for the Blue Devils, pushing them almost actually in the red zone. They're on the 15-yard line.
1st and 10. Ball on the 15.
First and 10, handoff goes to Garrett. Garrett's going to try to find some room up the middle, and he picks up around 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for the Blue Devils. Ball is now on the 10-yard line.
After a quarter of play,
But that's the end of the first quarter, and this is a good matchup so far. Duke just trailing 7-0 to the 14th-ranked Florida State Seminoles.
to the action now here in the second quarter.
As we get the second quarter underway here, White is going to be under center. Garrett in the backfield alone. He's going to fake the handoff to Garrett. He's looking for a man. He's going to try to throw it, but he's sacked for an 11-yard loss. That's a huge sack on the play. And now Duke is going to be looking at a 3rd and 16 on the Florida State 21-yard line. As White is going to be in the shotgun here. Garrett to his right, 4 receivers out wide. Quarterback trying to make some adjustments here. Just 2nd and 5 on the 10, and now 3rd and 16 at the 21. White's going to look back, and the pressure's coming to him. They bring him down again. Big mistake by the young sophomore quarterback as he takes 2 back-to-back sacks, forcing them in a deep situation here as they're going to be setting up for a 50-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. It is good on the field goal. As it's going to bring the score now 3-7. Florida State has the lead. As the kick is going to go to McGee, and McGee is just going to knee this one in the end zone. Bring it out to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, Florida State.
Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Florida State.
And Gonzalez gets a snap. He's going to hand this one off to Graham. And Graham's going to be brought down for a 1-yard loss. Good play by the defense. Cook in there avoids the first blocker and is able to bring him down in the backfield. What a play by Cook there. Bring up a 2nd and 11 ball on the 24-yard line.
We've got a 2nd and 11. Ball on the 24.
Gonzalez is going to be the shotgun, 2 receivers in the backfield, Williams and Graham. Gonzalez has got all day. He's looking, find no one as the middle wide open as he scrambles and picks up 13 yards on the scramble, giving them a 1st down.
Give the quarterback a lot of credit. He made a great play and really gave his team a boost.
From their own
1st and 10 for the Seminoles.
1st down.
In the shotgun, Williams to the right. Williams is going to get the handoff, and he's going to find a nice hole up the middle, pick up 6 yards on the carry. Williams already at 32 yards on the game with 4 carries, averaging 8 yards a carry there. 2nd and 4, ball on the Florida State 43-yard line.
So it's 2nd down now. They need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
Gonzalez looking for a pass. He's going to find McGee wide open in the flats, but he's going to run out of bounds and be just shy of the first down marker. Going to bring up a 3rd and inches for the Florida State Seminoles.
So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the first down. Florida State.
3rd and inches. Florida State's in the I formation. And it's going to go to Williams. Williams has the room out there outside. Williams is going to be a foot race. And it looks like no one is going to catch him. And Williams is going to take this one all the way for a touchdown. This running defense has struggled last week. And man, oh man, the Florida State Seminoles bust a big one there as Florida State caps a 5-yard, 73-yard, or actually 73, 80-yard drive. Or 75, correction, sorry. 75-yard drive, 5-play, 75-yard drive with the touchdown on the big run by Williams. His second, no, first touchdown of the game, correction. First touchdown was a passing play. First touchdown of the game for Williams, but a big run there. 14-3, Florida State. As there goes the kickoff, ball's going to get it. He's going to try to find some room. He's going to get around 30 yards, but he's only going to take the ball to the 24-yard line. So, in all, yard loss because the touchback would have put him at the 25. 1st and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. Duke needs to put something together here to stay in this game. White's going to look, find Ward across the middle. Ward is going to spin, pick up around 10 yards, but they're going to say he's just shy of the first down marker, so it'll be 2nd and inches for the Blue Devils.
So it's 2nd down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the first down.
2nd and inches. White comes in the shotgun formation. Garrett to the right. The receivers tied in on the line. White's going to throw this one quickly in the middle to Parks, and Parks is going to make the catch, pick up 9, and Blue Devils first down.
The guy who had the best chance of making a catch.
So it's a 1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 43-yard line as quarterback White is going to make some adjustments. We see something in the defense. White's going to get this snap. He's going to throw it in the flats, and it's picked off by Roach. And Roach is down the sideline, and White is going to knock him out. But a big play for the Florida State defense is Grant Roach, the middle linebacker, picks off the pass in the flats. An ill-advised throw by the sophomore quarterback, and it's going to put Florida State in scoring position on their own 21, or on the Duke 21-yard line. Gonzalez is in the shotgun. No one back there with him. Gonzalez is going to scramble, finding no one. Gonzalez, a big gain of 14. As the Florida State Seminoles are pushing to 1st and goal, ball on the 8-yard line. Duke fans, don't turn away just yet. I know this is hurting after last week, but stick with us. So Williams going to get the handoff, and he's going to get in the end zone untouched for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Florida State jumping out to a 20-3 lead pending the point after.
He's going to see a lot more carries before this one's over. He's really helped carry the offense so far today.
He makes the PAT.
And the point after is up and good. So Florida State extends that lead 21-3. 4:14 left in the 2nd quarter. And we talked about injuries, and Duke is going to lose one of their receivers for 6 weeks, the high ankle sprain. Big loss for Blue Devils. I believe it was Parks. Parks goes down for the next 6 weeks.
It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I got to say, this one is teetering on.
Oh, here we go. Duke's going to start their possession here. He's going to throw this one quickly to Blunt.
He's taken down.
And Blunt picks up 11 yards and the first down. Blunt has been emerging as of lately for the Blue Devils. He's been the Duke Blue Devils' leading receiver, and he's been one of the top tight ends in the league. 1st and 10. Handoff's going to go to Garrett. Garrett's going to try to find some space on the outside. He picks up around 5 yards, so a good run there. Bring up a 2nd and 5, ball on the 31-yard line. 3:42 left in the second quarter. Clock is moving. White's going to come here under center. He's got Garrett in the backfield alone. Newsom is going to go in motion. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking for his big tight end target. Blunt's going to pick up a big gain here. 30 yards for the biggest play of the Duke Blue Devils game, or biggest play for the Duke Blue Devils so far this game, as White finds his tight end again for a big gain of 30. Maybe it's something to look forward to in the rest of this Duke season. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the Florida State 38-yard line as man goes in motion. The handoff's going to go to the freshman Jordan. Jordan is able to squeak out a yard on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Blue Devils. Ball on the Florida State 37, 2:57 in the second quarter with the clock rolling. White's under center. Garrett alone in the backfield. The handoff's going to go to Garrett. Garrett's got a little bit of room to the outside, but the defensive end gets off the block and is able to bring him down. It looks like Garrett is staying down on the field as we have another Blue Devil injured. Hopefully he returns. 3rd and 7. Duke needing a big-time conversion here. They're in the shotgun. White receives the snap. He's going to roll out. He's got nobody near him. He's just going to try to scramble, but he fumbles, but the ball goes out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down marker. It's going to be 4th and 5, ball on the 33-yard line. And it looks as though Coach Short is getting ready to send out his kicking team, and he does that exactly. As he lines up for the kick, Smith puts this one up, and it is through. Another 50-yard field goal is good by the Duke kicker. As it'll be now 21-6 here at Doak Walker Stadium. As we look at scores across the nation, big game between North Carolina and Miami there. 2:08 left here in the first half. Oh, correction. Ward is the receiver that went down earlier. As Duke gets ready to kick off here. And Williams is going to take it and knee it for a touchback. As Florida State will start on their own 25-yard line.
And to see that their go-to wide receiver is not putting up these big numbers, and yet they still have a lead, just tells you a lot about their coaching.
Gonzalez is going to be under center. He's going to look for a pass. He throws this one quickly to Morris, and Morris is going to pick up a nice gain of 11 yards. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. First and 10 now for the Florida State Seminoles. Gonzalez is in the shotgun alone. 5 receivers out. He throws across the middle to McGee, and McGee's going to pick up a first down, 12-yard reception. And the Florida State offense is moving. It'll be first and 10, ball on their own 48-yard line. Gonzalez looking good, 7 for 7. And we just got the report that Garrett is going to be out for the next 5 weeks as another big injury happens to these Blue Devils as they just continue to lose players. And Williams is going to have a nice game there, picking up another first down. Florida State moving, looking to try to just dominate this Duke Blue Devil team as they now have it on the Blue Devils' 38-yard line. As Gonzalez is going to get the snap, he's got time, he looks deep, he's got Williams, the receiver, Charlie Williams, for a 22-yard gain. And Florida State is on the 16-yard line as they continue to just gash this Duke defense. They can't do anything to stop them as of right now. Gonzalez is in the shotgun as running back Williams to the left. Kimbrough is going to avoid the tackle, and he's going to get back there and pull him down for the sack. Big-time sack for the Duke Blue Devils there here in the red zone. Kimbrough gets in there unblocked and brings Gonzalez down. As will be 2nd and 18, minute 4 remaining as the clock is rolling. Gonzalez is going to give the draw to Williams, and Williams is going to be brought down for a 1-yard loss. And Florida State is going to call a timeout with 59 seconds left here in the first half. 2 big plays for this Duke defense. 3rd and 18. As Gonzalez is going to get the snap, Kimbrough trying to get some pressure. Gonzalez has got plenty of time. He's going to throw it, and it's an ill-advised pass. This is intercepted by Hunter. Hunter's going to take this one out, and he's going to be brought down. But a huge play by the defense to get the interception in the red zone. Drew Hunter. As the Duke defense comes up big there, as Florida State was driving, looking to put up points. And Gonzalez throws an ill-advised pass across the middle to a well-guarded receiver. And it's going to be Duke ball now. As White's going to look for somebody, and White is going to go down again. Sack. There's nobody open. The ball's on the 3-yard line. Duke's going to have to be very careful what they do here because they will not want to give up a safety, nor would they want to give up any sort of have to punt the ball back or anything. So let's see what they do. And they're looking to pass. White's going to throw this one to Blunt in the flats, and Blunt's going to pick up around 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 17. See what the coach wants to do. I think he should just run the ball, get this clock over with, as there's not much they're going to be able to do here. They're in the shotgun. White is looking. He's got the snap. He's looking to pass. White's going to throw this one deep to Harris, and it's batted down. 4th and 17. 3 seconds left. The ball is on the 5-yard line. And they're just going to punt this ball away. You got to be careful here that it doesn't get blocked or something crazy happens. But Smith is able to get it. He's able to punt it away cleanly. Should have punted out of bounds. The punt is bobbled. Before State picks it up, he's going down the sideline. He's down at the 30. But it's all for naught, as that's going to be the final play of the first half. Florida State with a 21-6 lead over the Blue Devils to end this first half. Duke will get the ball, or correction, Florida State will get the ball to start the second half.
14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis and David Pollock here, completely locked in on that first half. These teams only play 1 game a week, only 12 games in a normal regular season. I think fans have a hard time understanding why their squad can come out and play without any energy, any emotion. Keep it real with us. Tell us what it's like. Why is it hard for a player sometimes in a game like this?
Well, if the fans showed the same emotion, then maybe we would too as a player. Because think about it. When I walk out there and I'm playing one of the big dogs, the stadium's rocking. They're going crazy. They're going ballistic. They're hydrated. You know exactly what's going on. They're into it. They've been tailgating for hours. Well, there's a reason these little games they don't get up for. They don't get as excited. They're not yelling and screaming as much. That you could turn the.
All right, Reese, David, thanks, guys. Just about set to start the 3rd quarter. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Well, neither offense can do anything right at the moment. And they're just giving the ball away at will. We're going to check and see maybe in the next possession.
All right, back to the action.
To punt, anything would be an improvement.
Florida State's going to start the second half on their own 25-yard line.
Just about ready to return to action.
See if this Duke Blue Devils defense can make any sort of adjustments. They're going to fake it to Williams. Williams going to make a catch in the flats, break a tackle, and pick up 9 yards. Bring up a 2nd and 1 for the Florida State Seminoles. That's the big recap of the first half is the Florida State run game, offense in general, shutting down, and Duke losing a few players to injuries and not being able to move the ball very well. But this is a very stingy Florida State defense. It is definitely showing today. As Morse is going to get a quick pass out to the flats, he's going to pick up 3 yards, and that's going to be enough for Florida State first down.
First and 10, ball on the 38-yard line.
First and 10, the ball's on the Florida State 38-yard line. As Gonzalez is going to have 2 receivers in the backfield with him. Man goes in motion from right to left. Gonzalez has got pressure coming around him. He's going to find McGee on the slant. McGee is off to the races. He's at the 20, the 10, and he's brought down. But not after a huge game for the Florida State Seminoles. On the slant, they brought the pressure, but Gonzalez stays cool, collected, finds his man, and he was off to the races. He's brought down at the 11-yard line. First and 10 for the Florida State Seminoles. Man goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Williams. Williams tries to find room on the outside. He's not going to find much, and he's going to have to push it back in towards the middle, and he picks up around 2 yards on the carry. Bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Florida State Seminoles. Ball on the 9-yard line.
It's 2nd down, 8 to go. 9 yards to the goal line.
As Gonzalez is going to be in the shotgun. Man going from right to left. Gonzalez is going to look or throw across the middle in a big crowd of Blue Devils, and it's going to be picked off by Brothers. Another big play by this Duke defense in the red zone. Very ill-advised pass by the Florida State quarterback. Threw that one into a crowd. But Duke is going to start on the 1-yard line. I mean, you can't even call it the 1 yard. That's like the inch yard line. They're going to go almost 99 yards to try to put up a score here. And first play is going to go to Jordan. He's going to pick up 5 yards on the carry. After we did see Garrett go down for the 2nd injury of the season. He was already hurt in the first game against Wisconsin this year. He finally came back about 2 weeks ago, but he hasn't been fully healthy, and he goes down again with the injury. As White is going to fake the handoff, he's going to find his favorite target, Blunt. Blunt's going to run it up the sideline and finally get pushed out after a 30-yard gain on a great action play there. As Blunt continues to expose this defense as they seem to have found some sort of a mismatch on the tight end. It's now 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. White is going to be under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Jordan. Jordan's going to try to find some room to the outside. He's got a few blockers, and he's finally tackled. The 2nd and 3. Ball is on.
They're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
The 43-yard line, and he's going to try to find his tight end again, and a great play by the defender to bring up a 3rd and 3.
3rd down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
As man's going to go in motion from right to left. Or left to right, correction. He's looking. Play clock's running down. 3rd and 3. White is going to get the snap. He's going to throw it out quickly to Parks, who's wide open. Parks going to block on the outside. Parks down the sideline. And Parks is going to take this one down after a huge gain all the way down to the 29-yard line. This Duke offense finally putting something together. See if they can cap this one off.
Ball on the 29. Pitches back.
As they're going to give the ball to Barron, and Barron on the triple option, and Barron is going to pick up 1 yard on the carry.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
And it's now 2nd and 9. White is in the shotgun. White gets the snap. He's rolling out. He stops. He plants. He finds Barron across the middle. Barron has got the ball, and he's going to take this one in. 28-yard touchdown play, or pass from White to Barron.
And not to take anything away from the quarterback. Quarterback finds his receiver wide open for the touchdown.
They'll go for 2 in this situation. And they get the 2. Duke to kick. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down for a touchback. Duke's not going to back down from anybody, Herbie. I guess at least not today.
No, not today. They played with a chip on their shoulder. They've stood toe-to-toe with the big boy.
You know the offense will be looking to do better this time out.
I look for the offense to come out with the same game plan as before. You don't make changes after one play.
Quick out to his receiver. And down he goes at the 32-yard line. So the offense will move a little bit closer with that penalty. From their own 47-yard line. Now, Florida State is up by a touchdown. And to the left. Nice run there as they work the outside. Williams picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Sorry for the no commentating. We're having some technical issues, but we are back live as Gonzalez is going to be in the shotgun here. Gonzalez is going to scramble out. Gonzalez breaking a few tackles, and he's going to be brought down after a 15-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Florida State Seminoles. Ball on the 35-yard line.
First and 10. Ball on the 35.
Gonzalez is going to be in the shotgun. Gonzalez throws across the middle to Williams. Williams breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and he's going to be brought down after a 10-yard gain. It'll be 10 for the Seminoles.
From the 25-yard line. First down. make the stop at the 13-yard
And
line.
White is going to make the reception 12 yards. Bring the Florida State on their own 13-yard line. As it'll be 1st and 10 for the Seminoles.
This defense has been in this situation before. They forced a huge turnover when they were backed into their
Gonzalez is going to throw this one quickly out to Williams. Williams going to catch it. He's trying to run to the outside. He's going to be brought to reception. It'll be 2nd and 1. Ball on the 4-yard line.
It's 2nd down now. They're just a few feet away from that 1st down marker. Florida State up 7 points.
Gonzalez is going to be under center. Man goes in motion. Gonzalez is going to be looking for a pass. He's going to try to scramble, but Gonzalez is going to be brought down for the sack on the play.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4.
As it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Florida State Seminoles. As Duke needs to try to get a stop. The handoff goes to Williams. Williams going to find a hole up the middle, and he's going to punch this one in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game as Florida State looks to extend their lead by 2 touchdowns. That's 14 pending the extra point. And it is up, and it is good. So it is 28-14 Florida State over the Duke Blue Devils. 2:09 left in the 3rd quarter.
Looks ready to kick this one off. He just drills this one.
There's the kickoff. Kickoff goes to ball. Ball's going to take this one out of the end zone. He's going to be hit hard after a 24-yard return. As ball keeps trying to make things happen, but he'd be better off staying in the end zone. As the Duke Blue Devils is going to have to start on their own 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. So White is going to be under center. White's going to step back, look, throw to Jordan out of the backfield, and Jordan is going to pick up 6 yards. Bring a 2nd and 4. Ball on the 24-yard line. White's looked pretty good so far today. Nothing. He's made a few mistakes, but he overall has looked pretty good. He's had to fill in the shoes of Rollins, who went down. As the handoff's going to go to Jordan, he's going to pick up 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and inches, but I'd say the young kid looks pretty promising.
Yard line.
It's 1st and 10. White looking to make some adjustments. White he's looking, and White is going to be brought down for the sack. Big time. This pressure is Florida State defense is getting to him, and he's holding on to the ball way too long this game. So now bringing up a 2nd and 20 for the Blue Devils. White's going to be looking. He's got pressure in his face again. He's brought down again. This Florida State defensive line is all over this Duke front 5, and they cannot slow him down at all. And White goes down again. It's going to be 3rd and 33 for the Duke Blue Devils. As White is going to look, he's scrambling to his right, he throws it deep, and not a good pass, as it's going to be picked off by the safety. Just a terrible read by the young kid, as he throws that one across the middle and easily intercepted, and that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
1 to go.
as it is your Duke Blue Devils 14, Florida State
We're just about
28.
set to start action here again in the fourth quarter.
Now Florida State's going to have the ball in great field position. Gonzalez gets the snap. He's going to look for a man. He finds nobody. He's just going to scramble this one. And he's going to be brought down after a 7-yard pickup. It's amazing how it looks like Duke brings pressure, and this kid is still able to find. Besides those 2 interceptions, Gonzalez has played a pretty good game. As he's in the shotgun, he's going to hand it off to Williams. Williams going to be weaving and bobbing and finds his way in the end zone for his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. Florida State taking a commanding lead now in the 4th quarter. With the point after coming, it is up and good. It is now 35-14 Florida State, as this Duke defense continues to struggle at stopping a running back. They gave up 5 to the Clemson running back last week, and they've already given up 4 to the Florida State running back this week. Now, Ball is going to take this one out of the end zone. Ball is going to try to find some room. He's almost able to sneak out of there. He gets a good return of 31 yards. As you see the defensive stats there, Florida State's already brought down the Duke quarterback 5 times with the 2 interceptions, playing a great game. As it'll be 1st and 10 for Duke. Ball is on the 27-yard line. White's in the shotgun and gets the snap. Throws it across the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. And he is going to break a tackle, and he's brought down by White. Not a good pass by the quarterback, as he's just thrown 2 straight interceptions. You know the coach is going to bring his young kid and talk to him, as he just followed one mistake with another one. Huge blows to this Duke team. This defense has got to go back on the field. As Gonzalez is under center, he's got a tight end in motion from left to right. He's going to look for a pass. He throws it quickly to that tight end, who picks up a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Florida State Seminoles on the 9-yard line. Man, we just were talking about how this Drew White kid was looking great. He's just made 2 big mistakes in a row and put his team in a very tough position against a very tough team. And most of the time, you're not going to like the outcome when that happens. And Duke is definitely paying for it as of right now. After a draw play goes to Williams for a 2-yard gain, it's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Florida State Seminoles. Gonzalez is under center. Man goes in motion. They fake the handoff to Williams. He's going to throw it to a wide open Morse. He's going to catch that one in and score and extend this Florida State lead, as it's going to now be 41-14 pending the point after, which is up and good. Florida State now winning 42-14 over the Duke Blue Devils. It is not looking good for Duke. But there's the kickoff. It's going to go to Ball. Ball's going to take this one out. Ball's going to break to the left side. Ball's got lots of room. He's got lots of space. Ball's at the 50, the 40, the 30. He's going to take this one all the way. Ball to the 5. Touchdown. Duke on a huge kickoff return to bring some life back to this Blue Devils team. And Duke gets themselves within 3 scores, and they're going to try the onside kick, but unable to get it. With 6:04 left here in the fourth quarter, Florida State's going to have the ball at their own 44-yard line.
So now the offense comes back out, hoping for the same success they had on their last drive.
I think the defense right now is just sitting back.
Gonzalez going to be in the shotgun. He's going to try the option play. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, breaks 3. Then he's finally going to be brought down for a 2-yard loss.
So change it up. Try something different.
As it'll now be 2nd and 12 for Florida State. Ball on their own, or on the Duke 45-yard line.
Second and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 45.
Gonzalez is in the shotgun. He's looking for a pass, and he's actually going to run this one. He's got lots of room. He's going to be brought down after a 9-yard gain. Bring up a 3rd and 3. Ball on the 36. Looks as though the Florida State coach is really wanting to keep his foot on the pedal and put this Duke Blue Devils team away, as he's not letting up on offense at all. As he's going to hand it off to his receiver, and his receiver is going to cut it up there, and he's going to pick up 4 yards, but that's going to be enough for the Florida State first down to extend this drive. Huge conversion for Florida State there, as it would have been big for Duke to get the 3 and out, but unable to do so. And a new set of downs for the Seminoles. As Gonzalez is in the shotgun, making some adjustments. He's going to look to pass. Morris comes in there untouched and almost able to bring him down. But the quarterback's able to just barely get that one off, and the pass falls harmlessly to the turf. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for Florida State. Gonzalez is going to give the delayed handoff to Williams, and he's going to be hit immediately in the backfield for a 4-yard loss. We're going to 3rd and 14 for the Seminoles. Let's see if this Duke defense can finally pull out a stop here. On a big 3rd and 14. As Gonzalez is going to be in the shotgun. Tight end goes in motion from left to right. Kimbrough trying to get pressure, and he's going to find his tight end wide open across the middle. What a pass. What a conversion. Just a big dagger to this Duke team. Who's trying to make the comeback, but giving up plays like that is just not what they need, as it's now going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 13-yard line. Florida State looking to try to score and extend this lead even further. As the handoff's going to go to Williams. He breaks 1 tackle, breaks a 2nd one, breaks a 3rd one, and Williams going to take this one in after multiple broken tackles for his 5th rushing touchdown of the game. This Duke defense just cannot stop the run, as Florida State is going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin in this one, 49-21 over Duke. As we look elsewhere, North Carolina with a big win over the Miami Hurricanes, 34-17. As North Carolina looking to surge in the coastal of the ACC. It is 4:14 left here in the game. Duke going to try to salvage some pride and ball. See if he can't try to take another one back here. But the Florida State special teams is ready, and they let him only get back to the 17-yard line.
This offense could continue the flow that we've seen from the previous 3 series.
As Duke looking to maybe try to salvage some pride. As we take a short break here. Very quickly.
don't expect any once-in-a-lifetime rallies here. But that
All right, we're back to the action.
still see some exciting plays.
Duke's in the shotgun. White's going to hand it off to Jordan. Jordan's going to try to find some room up the middle. He's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry. And Duke's going to hurry this one up as they're down 4 scores. One thing about Coach Short, he's been in these situations many times, and even if there seems to be no hope, he never lets his team give up, and they always push.
So the halfback gets some decent yards and a first
As the handoff goes to Jordan, he's going to pick up 6. And here they go, hurrying up once again. White's in the shotgun. He's going to look. He throws it across the middle to Parks, and Parks makes a 5-yard reception. Bring up a 2nd and 5. As we expect this up-tempo offense to continue probably for the remainder of the game for the Duke Blue Devils. That's why it's going to get the snap. He throws it quickly to Blunt over across the middle, and Blunt with another big gain of 27 yards. As he's been the one shining thing from this Duke offense that's looked pretty pitiful so far today, but Blunt has not. As White quickly passes it to Blunt again for a 4-yard reception. And looks as though we have a man down. It looks like it's Blunt. That could be huge. Another big loss for this Duke team if they lose another man for a long period of time. Especially Blunt. Like we just said, he's been the shining piece of this Duke offense. As White's going to find the backup tight end Newsom on a 21-yard gain. And Newsom's saying, hey, wait a minute. Don't forget about me. I can play football too. As they hurry up to the line. In the red zone, White's going to throw it across the middle to Barron, and Barron is going to take this one down close to the end zone as it's 1st and goal. As this Duke team is not giving up, like we just mentioned, and White makes some adjustments there. He's looking, throws it into a crowded bunch, and it's just going to luckily fall, obviously, to the turf. But not a good pass by White there, as there was 3 guys around the receiver. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Blue Devils. And we just got word Blunt, luckily, just having some back spasms and will return. And White is going to throw it in the end zone. It's going to be picked off, and he is off to the races. Nobody around him. That is going to be a huge pick 6, 101 yards. Takes it from the end zone all the way. What a play by the linebacker. And not a good pass by White as he continues to make mistakes. The young kid getting pushed into a big matchup here and starting to crumble here in the second half. And that's been a problem for this Duke team, especially the last 2 weeks. You saw him play close to Clemson, and Clemson pulled away at the end, and we saw a similar thing here with Florida State. Is, they were within a score and then just completely collapsed on themselves. The Duke scored to take it, or Florida State scored to take a 2-touchdown lead, and Florida State just kept giving the ball, or Duke kept giving the ball up after that, and just crumbling when it matters the most. As Jordan sets them up with good field position at the 40-yard line. As Duke will hand the ball off to Ross, the fullback, getting a little bit of running back time there. And he loses a yard on the carry to bring up a 2nd and 11. It looks as though Duke might not be trying to go deep and throw a lot of things, might just try to piece some things together here. Maybe piece some things to take into next week, as they know there's no chance of coming back being down 35. As Ross is going to get the outside run, pick up around 4 yards to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Ball's on the 43-yard line. White under center. He's got Jordan in the backfield. Tight end goes in motion left to right. Going to fake the handoff to the running back, and White's going to look to scramble. And he just tries to throw that one away before getting hit. And it's going to be 4th and 7. And looks as though they're going to punt this one away, as they know there's no chance of winning this game. No sense of risking anything at this point. And Duke punts the ball, and it looks to be a pretty good punt there.
Sometimes it's not
As
just
the
sheer
ball goes
distance,
out
but precision that you need from your punter. Nicely done.
at the 12-yard line, so great punt there by the punter. 1st and 10, ball on the 12-yard line for the Seminoles. 56-21 in the fourth quarter. As we're hoping that Florida State just runs this one out, no need to run it up anymore, as this game is well out of reach for the Blue Devils. As Williams is going to take a carry for around 2 yards. Bring up a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd down, 8 to go. Ball on the 15.
Florida State in the I formation. Handoff goes to the fullback, and he's going to find a little bit of room, and he's going to pick up just around 4 yards. Bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Florida State offense. As they're in the I formation once again, handoff goes to Williams, and Williams is going to push it up, and he gets enough for the 1st down. And surprisingly, Duke takes a timeout. I don't know what the coach was doing there, but a timeout is taken nonetheless. As there's 4 seconds left in the ball game, but Florida State comes out in the victory formation. Quarterback takes the knee. No timeouts called. Clock has hit 0. That is the ball game. Florida State wins at home, and they win big. 56-21 over Duke. Big thing is that running game. This Duke defense has struggled the last 2 weeks against a good running game. As you see, Williams had 17 carries, 141 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. So Duke didn't give up as many rushing yards to the one running back like they did last week, but they give up 5 rushing touchdowns to the running back as well as they did last week. So a lot of things they need to make some adjustments to, as they're getting completely ran all over the last 2 weeks. Big changes need to be happening on defense, and offense need to limit the mistakes, as the quarterback threw 4 interceptions. Defense was able to pick up 2, but they still threw 4, so they're at -2 in the turnover column. So just another disappointing performance here by the Duke Blue Devils. Last 2 weeks, been absolutely destroyed by 2 teams from the Atlantic. And so from this moment on, all coastal opponents, so they really need to buckle down and start playing some good football if they have any hope of wanting to be in contention of the coastal. You see there, 1st downs for Florida State. They had 19 to 14 total yards. More the running game, 195 to the 24 yards on the Duke Blue Devils. 282 passing to their 246. And 3rd downs, 8 for 9, just unable to get any stops on 3rd down, as the Florida State offense just was clicking on all cylinders today. And the Duke defense unable to pull the stops. And they go 3 for 9 on 3rd down, so big against them there. Florida State able to get the Duke offense off the field, and Duke unable to do so. As we look at White, like we mentioned, he went 21 for 29, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. He goes -50 yards because of the 5 sacks he took. And like we said, the one shining thing for this Duke offense, Jeremy Blunt, the senior tight end, gets big gain, going over 100 yards and a touchdown on 7 receptions there today. And Kimbrough finally gets some sacks. He gets his first 2, and that's promising to see from the sophomore redshirt. And both Hunter and Brothers able to get the interceptions. So a few good things they can look at, but mostly bad. So Duke now will fall to 2-4 on the season, 0-2 in ACC play. Coach Short has definitely got a tough road in front of him. As you see some scores across the country there, we will look ahead of the Duke schedule here shortly, as well as what we have upcoming next week. But some games around the country, USF able to win again after their huge win over the midshipmen. 5th-ranked Navy got obliterated by USF, and USF able to bounce back. Hopefully, Navy can win out and they can get a rematch in the American Conference Championship. Would be a great one to watch again. I would love to see Coach Ninja get a second shot at the Bulls. All right, as we look what Duke has ahead, we mentioned their first 2 opponents were from the Atlantic side of the ACC, and they lost both of them in big fashion. And they're going to open up their coastal play against a 2-4 Virginia Tech team that seems to be struggling this year as well. So hopefully a good matchup there for the Duke Blue Devils as they're going to be on the road. And after that game, they follow up with the home game against Virginia, who's looking pretty solid to start the season. Then it's going to be a home game against the Miami Hurricanes and on the road against Pitt. Home against Georgia Tech. And they finish the season on the road in that big rivalry game against North Carolina. Now, week 9, we mentioned we saw Duke is going to be playing Virginia Tech. Syracuse is going to be taking on Florida State, and that's going to be a big-time game for the Atlantic Conference, as Navy will be taking on Tulsa on the road. Indiana in a big-time rivalry game on the road against Michigan State. Indiana has won that one the last few years. Washington has a road game against California in the Pac-12 play. As so far, all of our users are going to be on the road next week. Haven't had one be home yet. As we see after that, Central Michigan is going to be on the road in a rivalry game against Western Michigan as the directional Michigan schools, as we like to say, start facing off against each other. And there's the first home user game. Ohio going to Buffalo, as Ohio used to be a user-led team. It's given this Buffalo team some trouble, so we'll see how that game shapes up, as Buffalo's having a pretty good bounce-back year so far. And then Utah will be at home against UCLA, and this UCLA team has been tough as of late in the Big 12. They've been a pretty good, solid team. And Utah, after a slow start to their season, is hoping to continue on the upward trend if they've won 2 straight. They advance to 3-4, as UCLA is looking really red hot at 16th ranked. Hawaii has a road game against New Mexico, who gave the midshipmen one of their only two losses last year in the regular season. But New Mexico continues to struggle, so hopefully Hawaii can take care of business and win that game. But that is all we have for you guys here today. Unfortunately, our Duke Blue Devils unable to get the win. They fall 56-21 to the Florida State Seminoles. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you guys have a good one.